Hey guys, welcome to our channel. If you're new, if you're not new, welcome back, Sugar and Spice Gang. So today we'll be doing the highly requested Put a Ring on It Season 2, Episode 1. Before we get into that, make sure you follow us on all our social media accounts at Sugar and Spice 88 on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you get notified whenever we do our new videos. And if you don't know us, my name is Sugar and this is
Spice.
Welcome. Let's get into it.
All the couples going into Dr. Nicole's, pretty much her meeting room. And she says, tell us a little bit about yourselves. So LaHRONDA and SHON started us off. They let us know they've been dating for 3 years. They also let us know that the way they met is that SHON slid into LaHRONDA's DMs. He took her out to a date to Dave & Buster's, and they played all night. He lost all the games. So I like that part of their relationship a little bit. It seems like they have a little bit of competitiveness between them. They play a lot, and I think that's really healthy and really cute.
So LaHRONDA goes on to say that SHON is everything that you could ever want in a man. He's affectionate, he's passionate, he's funny.
SHON is like, I never heard nothing like that before, but I take it.
I'm about to cry.
Yeah. And I don't know, it seems like maybe his love language might be words of affirmation. So he doesn't get a lot of that. So
He does seem very serious.
yeah, she does. She does. And so then he goes to say that his biggest reason for why they're not married is because he wants to make sure his finances are straight. So he considers himself a creative. So he does stand up. He's a writer. He hosts. So he wants to make sure, like, you know, with being an entertainer, you know, money goes up and down. So he wants to make sure that finances are 100 before they take it to the next step. And LaHRONDA's not hearing that. LaHRONDA said that's just a whole bunch of excuses. So I'm not here for all that.
I just don't feel like that's true. I feel like some women can't absorb the fact that when a man's finances aren't straight, his head is not on straight. Like, he cannot wrap his head around moving forward relationship wise if the finances aren't on track.
Right.
He kind of almost feels like a little less than a man. Like, dang, I can't get it together. I cannot get it right. So she hears excuses, but he's really like, no, you don't understand. I need to make sure that these finances are straight because marriage means you're my responsibility.
Yeah.
And then also if we have a child, I can't, you know, which is a good thing. You want your man to feel like I need to take care of my family. You do. I need to make sure we're straight.
Right.
That's not a bad quality.
It gets kind of like gray area when it's taking you too long to get there.
That part.
So now at this point, she's like, I understand that, but how long we talking? So it's like, it is a tough situation to be in. So then we move on to Darion and Alexia. And Darion and Alexia have been together for 14 years. She said they met as in the club. She was a waitress, and they was kissing the first day they met, or the first 20 minutes they met, something like that. She says that Darion has great energy, and that's what she likes most about him. And he says that she really loves him unconditionally. Like, if he had a booger in his nose, she'd pick it out right now. So
I don't know if y'all know Smoke. I used to listen to Phil Mouth back in the, actually I still listen to them. Back in the day, they were quite the characters. So, you know, I'm not surprised at his character. It's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's lining up.
Yeah, you know.
So Darion says, you know, he wants to get married, but he's seen the title and the ring destroy people's marriages. He's seen completely destroy the relationship, and he really doesn't want the fun to stop. She says that if they don't get married, that she's out of here. It's been 14 years. She's 34 years old. She ain't got no time for it. And Darion pretty much says that that's taking the romanticism out of it. The pressure to get married takes away the romanticism out of getting married.
I feel like when people say that, oh, as soon as you get the ring, it's all downhill from there. I don't feel like, oh, marriage, once you get the title as wife, it's just... No, I feel like it's like a comfortability level that some people have when they get that title that maybe they're not working as hard to keep what they already got. Whatever y'all had going in the beginning, whatever you was doing, taking her out on dates, or, you know, you was getting him this or this and this and that, whatever y'all were doing throughout the whole dating process that kept it going, that kept it fire.
Right.
I feel like sometimes when people jump into that marriage stage, when they're like husband and wife, now it's like, oh, I got you. All right. Cool.
And then all the trying and the dating and the effort stops. So it's not about the romanticism not being gone. It's just about making sure you continue to be romantic. Like, you have to put in the same effort that you always did.
Like they said, how you get them is how you keep them. So next we have Eric and Jessica. Eric says he was a professional football player. He played for the Atlanta Falcons. You know, Jessica says that a big issue in their relationship is trust. And I just love how these men describe cheating. You know, we done been through a few bumps in the road. We done been through some things, you know. We done waded in the water. You know, they all got creative ways to try to describe it. Jessica basically says that, you know, they have trust issues because, you know, a lot of women were coming on to him. You know, when you're in the spotlight, that's what happens. Sure. It created trust issues. The bumps in the road created trust issues. Mm-hmm. And she says that she feels like they should be ready to be married by now, and that it'll put the period on everything that she's been working for in their relationship. Working for or tolerated?
Right. Because she also said that his teammates want to be in the streets, or they are out in the streets, and that she feels like that's where he really wants to be, in the streets. But sis, if he's for the streets, let him be for the streets.
Let him go.
We don't need nobody for the streets trying to get married to us.
Listen, if the streets is calling, let him pick it up.
Go answer and stay there. Don't come home.
Don't try to convince him. Nah, you don't want to be out in the streets. What you really want to do?
No, he really wants to be in the streets, so he's for the streets. Like, girl, you're the prize. Like, if you feel like you have so much to offer, someone else would appreciate it, and they will take you seriously.
You're not gonna have to campaign for him to.
Oh my goodness.
Want to be in a committed relationship with you.
And then I also feel like she's in a competition with the side chick. She's like, it'll put a period on everything I've been through. Okay, well,
so might have had him once, but I had him all the time type.
Yeah, like, girl, why you competing for your own man? This is weird.
I know it's the first episode, but I was like, girl,
it's a lot.
Let him go.
Let it, girl.
So then Dr. Nicole says, all right, there's a notepad next to you. Everybody pick it up. Write down your rules for your partner in these dates. So everybody writes down these rules about, no kissing, no licking and sticking.
No licking, touching, sticking. Okay.
And then they go through that whole process just for her to say, all right, now rip them up.
Okay.
There is no rules.
There are no boundaries. I'm sorry, but there's some rules and boundaries. Dr. Nicole, I don't know what you talking about. But in my relationship, we got some rules and boundaries now. Hold on.
So basically what you're saying is y'all be single real quick.
Right.
Y'all be single for this period of time and see if y'all come back to each other.
No.
I feel like that's the premise of the show. If you want something, let it go. And see if you come back.
Right.
See if she come back.
I don't know about all that.
I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's an interesting concept for a show. Date other people to see if you really want your partner. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it.
Like, if it's meant for me, it'll come back to me. Like, but do I want you back after you've been out doing whatever you've been doing?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
So then the doctor tells the men that they will be going out on their dates first. And they all seem so daggone happy about it. They seem so eager and ready to go. But you know how it is. It's always cool to listen on the other foot. So first they show Eric going on his date. He's over here. Oh, should I put on that new cologne you bought me? Let me put my chains on.
Oh my
God. Let me put my flashy. You know, he's just getting all decked out and all fancy for his day. She like, all right now. You doing a little okay.
Yep.
So he says that he likes seeing Jessica squirm because it just shows that she cares about him, which was weird to me because she admitted herself that she's a jealous person and she's been jealous throughout most of their relationship.
Right.
So I'm like, what do you mean you never seen her act like this before?
Right.
How?
And she said something really, really smart. She says, remember, the same way you acting, I'm going to get a date too. So you setting the bar. However you do, trust and believe.
Like, do you, boo-boo?
It's coming. Eric's date is with a girl named Shamara. Shamara describes herself as, ready for marriage. She's ready to have some kids. So she walks in, she introduces herself, and she's polite, and everybody says hi, and then they go out on a date. Shamara asks Eric about infidelity. And he said, well, hey, that's how me and Jessica met. That's how we got together initially. Y'all know the saying, how you get them is how you lose them. He said that they weren't in a committed anything, but, he was just seeing a lot of women at the same time. And then Shamara says, well, that's what I can't handle. I need, somebody to be honest with me and to be in a serious situation. And then Eric says, women can't take honesty. And
some men, when they say that, it's not like, oh, tell you the truth, like, I don't really like that sweater on you. Or,
right.
Oh, babe, let's start working out together. You've been putting on a little weight. It's always like the cheating men that are like, yeah, I slept with shorty, or, yeah, I got a girl pregnant. Then when you get mad, see? This is why I want to tell you. I can't be honest with you. You're going to freak out. Yeah, I'm going to freak out. You just told me you slept with a whole nother girl. So, take into consideration what you're being honest about when you say women can't take honesty,
right.
And also, you being honest is the right thing to do, but also just know that with every action, there's a reaction. So if you're honest about something like I just said, about cheating or something like that, or another woman, and my reaction is, what? Or you say, yeah, I feel like we should have an open relationship, and I'd be like, heck to the no, I'm out. Don't be like, see, I should have never told her.
I was trying to be honest.
You definitely should have told me so I could make my decision to exit stage left.
Right. So then Eric asked Shamara, hypothetically speaking, if we was to get together, how soon would you say that I need to propose? And Shamara says, oh, I can't see myself coming to a man like that because I needed to feel genuine coming from the man. I mean, that's all nice and easy to say when you haven't been dating him for 4 years.
You have no feelings.
Yeah.
There's no attachment. You just met this man.
So this man is having you around for years and years and years, and you're never going to come to him like that? You're just going to stick around just not saying anything to him? I highly doubt that. But Eric is like, oh, yeah, I like that. I like that answer. So Eric just says, yeah, Shamara, she's like a fun, no pressure kind of girl. And he really likes that about her. And it's like, okay, Eric.
Boy, if you want to be single, just say that.
No pressure.
It's fun, free, no pressure.
I just don't understand why you want people to just sit around in a relationship with you and you just have nothing for them and they're not supposed to ask no questions.
Or if you don't want to get married, say that at the beginning.
Right.
So she can be on her merry way.
Exactly.
If that's her goal.
So we move on to Darion and Alexia. And Alexia is I guess she's a little bit nervous about him going out on a date. She lets him know, hey, decisions have consequences, just so you know. And Darion is feeling pretty confident going into this date. He's like, I don't think nobody could pull me away from Alexia. He feels like their commitment and bond is tight. So then we meet Kai. Kai is 32 years old. She's from the ATL. She describes herself as fun and confident. She goes to the door, and Darion sees her, and he's like, ooh, wink. Lets her in. So then Kai comes in, and she's really complimentative. She's very respectful. She lets Alexia know that she thinks that she's very pretty. So she leaves some compliments there. And after they leave to go on their date, Alexia says that she doesn't feel comfortable because she feels like Darion's a little bit too excited to be leaving and going on this date. And she's a little uneasy about it. Darion and Kai go on this date. And he asks her, what kind of music do you like? And she's like, oh, I like R&B, I like rap. And then he goes into how he's in a rap group and his last album came out in 2009. And, she was like, oh, yeah, it was fun back then. I know you had a good time. And he was like, yeah, it was really fun back then. And he says to her, you look like somebody that a celebrity would want. And she says, nah, never that. You know, I'm just a regular old country girl. And he's like, well, I'm a regular old country guy. So he goes into his confessional and he's like, yo, the sparks are flying. He's really, really feeling this girl.
He's having a nervous breakdown.
He wants to have a heart attack.
And I'm like, how is this possible?
This is happening. Like, this is really happening. Like, sparks are here.
I actually like her.
He's like, she makes him feel like how Lex and him were in the beginning of their relationship. That's a really dangerous statement. And then she goes to ask him, are you a cheater? She's like, nah, are you? And then she's like, nah, she's faithful. And, you know, she likes, you know, to be very affectionate with her man. She likes to touch on him, kiss on him, and do all of those things. And he goes to say, like, you know, me and my girl, we was kissing the first day. And Kai goes,
oh, so if I kissed you on this first date, would you like it?
And he's like, I mean, I would, but I would hope you wouldn't, because please don't kiss me. Like,
well, are you okay, bro?
He like hyperventilates. Like, he's so scared of what he will do if she gets too close to him. Like, she says, well, you know, right now is your time to be free at this point in time. And like, you know, do you want to be free with me?
I think it's very interesting that she's so forward because not for nothing, you don't even know him, right? So it's like you're trying to take him off her hands, but you might be asking for a whole bunch of problems that you don't even want.
Right.
So you don't know what comes with that package yet.
Right.
You know
Why
what
aren't
I'm
we
saying?
asking questions about getting to know him instead of just trying to take him from his girl?
I don't know if she's usually just like that or if the producers is like, yeah, just push it a little.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So then we switch back to SHON and LAHRONDA, and she just is wilding. She has a whole bunch of questions. So when y'all walking, are you walking in back of her or in front of her? He's like, we'll be walking side by side. How close side by side approximately would you say? About 2 feet? Or I was like, girl, you're doing a lot.
Right.
I thought you said you weren't a jealous person.
That part.
Anyway, so SHON is going to take his date, Rachel, on a hiking date. So she shows up. There's, you know, introductions all around. And SHON and Rachel hug. And then LaRonda's like, oh, so we hugging people? Oh, come on, girl. Come
We
get a hug.
hugging too.
We all hugging. It's a big old group hug.
We all
up here.
gonna hug.
I'm like, yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
I ain't messing with her, man. She ain't.
I bet you that hug was extra tight.
Rachel, you better watch out. Tread lightly, Rachel. Tread lightly.
So then they get in the car. They're on their way. They're getting to know each other. He tells her, you know, how he's a creative and he does all his different. He wears his mini hats in his comedian world. And she says, oh, well, I just started my own online hair care line. She's like, yeah, this is all mine. This is all mine. And he says that he's done radio before. So she says, oh, really? People told me I've had a radio voice before. So she goes into her little action. So she's like, okay, SHON, so you say you're having some trouble with your girl LaRonda. What's going on?
Okay, girl.
Shut up. So then SHON says, well, you know, she's super corporate and I'm a creative. You know, we're different in that way. He said because of the, you know, we're in those two different lanes, we kind of bump heads sometimes.
So what's your advice? Leave her. Okay, girl. What? Okay. I don't know.
No, I'm just kidding. No.
Are you? Oh, no.
I'm telling you, the producer saying something to these people now.
Yeah, because they're coming in hot. Like, what is wrong with y'all?
So, you know, they went on their hiking date. They had a good time. And then he says that, you know what? Rachel just seems like she's too perfect. And he says that it scares him because he knows he has something good at home. So he doesn't want to mess that up by trying to get too close to Rachel.
I know that when some people hear too perfect, they think of like, oh, that means that she's a really, really good catch. But to me, when I hear somebody is too perfect, to me, I read it into it like, oh, he's saying that he doesn't feel like she's giving who she really is. Like she's putting on a show, pretty much.
Like you're trying to be everything that
Right,
I
yeah.
need.
If I say my favorite color is red, you're gonna say me too.
If I say,
and he's reading into it
my
like,
girl's not a creative and I would like a creative, you're like, oh, really? Because I draw and I do a little.
I got a radio voice, and he's like, this is not feeling as genuine as I wanted. And I applaud that. I applaud him being able to read in between the lines and make good assessments like that.
So now Darion comes back home from his date, and then this happens.
Did you have fun on your date?
It turned out way different than I thought it was gonna turn out.
Like what?
I feel like it was gonna be a piece of cake until the conversation started, till we started conversing.
You like her?
You need to let me finish. What she had on, what she smelt like, she was well put together. Usually girls with breasts like that, you know, they bring me in the breast, but it wasn't. Usually girls with booty like that, girls shaped like that and look like that, they make the ones who weren't like that look bad.
You kissed her?
Let me finish. You doing now what she don't do.
Don't compare me to her.
I ain't comparing you, I'm just trying to say,
45
you
minutes.
can't do that.
Okay, get to it.
She don't do that. I turned down a lot of things that I could have did.
You should have then.
Don't say that, cause the chance ain't out the door. So don't do that. And
you got me up.
the
If you
next
think
day-
I'm about to sit here and listen to this dumb well, stop. Within the 14 years of our relationship, whether it was off or on, he's never described any other woman to me, period.
Ha! Are you kidding me right now? What she smelt like, what she had on. Usually women with breasts like that. What are we talking about right now?
And then the brain be in the breast, but her breast wasn't in.
The brain was actually in the brain.
Okay. What I feel like happened in that scene, I feel like he already had a dead set in his head, like, yeah, we're on this process. We're going to come here to get help for our relationship. The whole dating part, I ain't even worried about that because I don't think nobody's going to be able to compare with her anyway.
Right.
He already had that dead set in his head. Mm-hmm. So when he went on his first date, he didn't even think he was going to like the girl.
Right.
So when he realized he liked the girl, he like, oh, shoot. Now you're getting scared. Yeah. Okay, cool. Natural reaction. You're like, oh, wow, I actually like somebody after being with this person for so long. It's a weird feeling for me. I don't know how to feel about this. Right. But what you did was, everything was going fine with the conversation until she said, do you like her? Oh, you didn't let me finish. Let me finish.
What?
And I feel like you didn't want to answer the question. Mm-hmm. That's why your brain went into malfunction overload. Yes. And you were like, see, that's the problem. And what you're not going to do after we've been dating for 14 years is come home, talk about the booty and the breasts from this girl that you just met today. And then also be like, see, that's the problem with you. She don't do that.
That's what she don't do. She don't do what you doing right now. She don't do that.
How do you know? You just met her today. And not for nothing. I'm sorry, because he wasn't saying anything. You were saying a plethora of words with no meaning. Right. So I would have been this same way. Like, what are you even talking about? You're talking about booty and the breast. I don't understand. Articulate what you're trying to say. You're not making any sense to me. See, yes, the problem. No, the problem is you're not making any sense. I'm trying to get, what point are you trying to make here?
It's like, he just doesn't want to, but it's just say, I had a connection with her. I liked her. She was nice. Like, what else is there to say?
You couldn't even, you trying to turn it on her. See, that's it.
It's just you. That's the problem with our relationship right now. No, the problem is that I asked you a question and you're not answering it.
I can't even answer it. I can't do it. I'd have been like, I'm gonna go get something to eat. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm not dealing with this.
Lex got her hands full because the way he tried to like deflect and make her the problem, and then you compare me to a girl already that you just met and acting like she's better than me, like. I'm sorry. It's not okay
at all.
So then everybody goes back to meet with Dr. Nicole. And, Dr. Nicole is like, okay, we're all back from our dates. Let's hear about it. Darion, how'd it go? And Darion says, Kai reminds him of what him and Alexia used to be like in the beginning of their relationship. You know, the fun and the flirting and all of that. And Alexia is like, don't do it. Don't be comparing me to no woman now.
I don't feel like that's right. I feel like you're just comparing the newness of it all. I don't feel like, I feel like me and her have a better connection than me and you do. Let you and that same girl that you just went on a date with for an hour that you just met today be together for 14 years and see how great the spark is.
Like, stop it. And then Dr. Nicole intervenes and says, like, listen, your partner does not have to share everything that goes on in the dates with you. If they choose to, they can. But if they don't want to, they don't have to. How many of y'all really want to hear about what goes on these dates? And everybody, well, most of the guys are saying, I don't really want to hear. But a lot of the women are saying, yeah, I want to hear everything. And Dr. Nicole asks, I don't know what this is about. I don't know if Dr. Nicole is saying like we don't have, like they're allowed to have secrets, but we're still in a relationship, so I need to know what's going on. You need to have transparency with me. I don't know why she would advocate for leaving details out, but I do understand her saying, don't be mad at him for being honest with whatever goes on the date. This is a part of the process, so I get that part of it. And we move on to Eric. And Eric says that the date went smooth. You know, Shamara's very pretty. He feels like if he was single, he could have taken her home and, you know, got woken up the next night with Shamara.
We didn't ask you any of that.
He feel like he still got it. Okay. Jessica says, yeah, okay, that's exactly what I'm talking about. All he cares about is smashing. No disrespect to the girl, but all he cares about is smashing and seeing who he could smash and how many people he could smash. And she says she feels like all he's worried about is smashing the next new thing.
I think it's outrageous that she said with a straight face that for the whole first year of their relationship, he was out here being a hoe and sleeping, doing his thing and doing whatever he wanted to do and sleeping with other women. Why are you still here? So you let him run all over you for the whole first year of your relationship.
Yep.
And I don't know why you think it stopped after the first year.
But then she goes to say, well, you know, if we break up, he ain't gonna go ahead and be in a new relationship. He's just gonna go ahead and have another hoe phase. But what does that have to do with you?
If y'all done,
why are you concerned? If y'all break up today, if he wants to go be a hoe, let him be a hoe.
I feel like that's what's convenient and comfortable for her to believe in her head. It's not that we're not compatible for each other and it's not working out. It's not that I didn't set my standards high enough and I let him do whatever the heck he want and now he doesn't respect me. So that's why we may not be getting married.
It's because he wants to still be a hoe.
So,
but then for that, why are you still with him?
Exactly.
Nothing
makes sense. And I feel like that's comfortable for her to believe because she doesn't want to think about the fact that he might get out of this relationship, find another girl who actually has standards and makes him rise to the occasion instead of just letting him do whatever he wants to do. And then he actually made change and then they end up married within like a year or two.
And that has happened more often than not. Like he's a dog to his previous girlfriend and for the next girl, he's an amazing, great guy.
He already said when y'all got together, you already knew what it was. He had multiple girls and you was okay with that. So what makes you think? A lot of times sometimes when some men, they see you a certain way, that's like how
they're gonna see you, yeah.
If you start out as the side piece and I had a whole bunch of women with you, that's the standard you set for yourself. That is the ceiling.
Yeah.
So good luck trying to change a hoe into a house husband.
Right. Like Eric says, her feelings are rooted in fear and Dr. Nicole.
A fear that you created?
Right. Dr. Nicole is trying to kind of see how her line of thinking is really making sense. And Dr. Nicole's like, whew, we got a lot to work on here. Because none of it's making sense. It's a whole hot mess over here.
Dr. Nicole look a little traumatized.
Yes. We move on to SHON and LAHRONDA. And SHON explains his date as being too perfect. And LaRonda's like, oh, well, if you're going to say something is too perfect, then maybe that's something that you should explore. I'm sorry, LaRonda.
She's creeping me out.
LaRonda got a dark side, and I don't want to find out about LaRonda's dark side.
She like, keep playing with me one time.
Right. Sean is like, well, you ain't making those decisions. And Sean also says something like along the lines of he's surprised that he could be around a pretty woman and, you know,
Trust himself.
Yeah, trust himself. And I was just like, what does that mean?
So you mean to tell me throughout the entire duration of your relationship, you've never been around another pretty woman?
What is that? Yeah.
That statement is quite confusing to me.
In 3 years?
What are you trying to say?
Right.
You're surprised that you can trust yourself? So you have no restraint? What are you saying?
So now at this point, Dr. Nicole is asking the guys, do they want to continue or do they not want to continue? So she asks Sean and LaRonda, and Sean says, no, you know, I don't want to continue. Jessica and Eric says that he doesn't feel like he could, like, Shamara could give him more than what he has with Jessica. So he doesn't want to continue either.
And Jessica is elated.
She is elated. She is happy. She is excited. But sis, we got a whole nother process still to go through. There's going to be more women. There's going to be more situations like this. You're smiling, but it's like you didn't win anything yet. He still don't want to put a ring on it. Why are you smiling so hard? Like this
really
is some victory.
Getting married is just going to change their whole lives, how he acts, how she thinks, her insecurities. It doesn't change y'all whole past and what happened.
If anything, it makes it harder because now you actually said vows. You actually promised and, you know, you made all these promises in front of people. So now when he goes against it, I mean, what now?
Because if you'll let him wow on you for a year in a relationship where you can walk away, y'all don't have any kids, no attachment, I can only imagine the excuses you're going to come up with for yourself when you guys are married or when you have a kid.
Right. No self-esteem, no self-respect, no boundaries, there's no bar. It's happening.
Talking about you want to put a period on the sentence. The sentence has a question mark on it, rightfully so.
Right.
Leave that question mark there.
And walk away.
That's it.
So now we go to Darion, and Darion says, well, if I have to be true to this process, is the right thing to do to be true to the process? And Dr. Nicole is like, the right thing to do is to go with whatever you're actually feeling. Like, whatever your truth is, how you actually feel, be honest with yourself. That's the right thing to do. Alexia says, if he goes on another date with this girl, it's disrespectful. And it's like, Alexia, do you not know what you signed up for? You know this process. The man's going on dates. So how is it disrespectful for him to actually go through the process? She's threatened. So that's her fears coming through. And then we cut it off right there. Y'all already know. Y'all already know he's going to say yes to go on another date with Kai because we see in the previews that Kai is there. So I'm interested to see how Lex handles this and also how Darion handles this. Y'all let us know. What are y'all predictions for the next episode? Also, let us know who's your favorite couple, who you think is going to survive this process. And if you guys even think this process is going to give real results, like, do y'all
how do you guys feel about the process in general?
Yeah, because I'm up in the air. I don't know about this whole date other people to see if you really want to be with me thing. And
now it kind of seems like they're like pushing it a little further this season.
Yeah.
Y'all are having dates with other partners in the same room. Why are we doing this? What is this, extreme dating?
It's like y'all trying to get
a reaction.
A big reaction out of that person. But in real life, like, you would never date somebody in the same room as the person you're currently dating.
Doing too much on.
It's doing a lot.
You're doing a lot.
Yeah, that's not authentic. But it's good for TV.
I mean, we gonna review it. So yeah.
You feel me? Thank you guys for watching. Let us know what you think of this review. Let us know in the comments how you guys are feeling about these couples, especially Darion, because he was doing a lot.
He's so extra. Yeah, because, you know, like, sometimes I'm on, spit it out.
He's a character all on his own. Thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. When you subscribe, hit that notification bell so y'all can know when we drop a new video. Also, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Sugar and Spice 88. We look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.
Good morning.
Good energy.
Today we gon' spread
Good energy.
Today we gon' share
Good energy.
I go to work.
Today gon' be a great day.
Good
Wake
energy.
up, thank God, drink water, meditate.
Good
First
energy.
5 minutes will dictate your whole day.
Good
All
energy.
about that positivity and raising up your frequency.
Good
If you
energy.
negative, you will get removed immediately.
Good
Say
energy.
eat clean, alkaline, nourishing.
Good
What you
energy.
put